Mayim Chaim, which is Mayim Chaim, is certain impure people need to use Mayim Chaim. Certain tumas, they can't have a regular mikveh. In a regular ritualarium, they need Mayim Chaim, a Be'er Mayim Chaim. And then there is something which is Nezlim Levana. Nezlim Levana means that even if it's a drop, it's enough. So Be'etzem, on Mayon it says, Mayon is a Metayer B'chol Shehu. A well is Metayer B'chol Shehu. A mikveh needs 40 saw, which is a certain measurement. Okay, so the Rebbe is going to go into detail. Actually, the Rebbe explains it in a Sicha, Yudas Kislev Tovshin Tesvav, 1955. The Rebbe explains it in the Sicha, the chilek between why we say by Chassidus it's called Yofutzu Ma'nesecha Chutza. The Chassidus is called a well. What's the difference between a well and a mikveh? The mikveh needs a certain measurement. A well, even a drop, also accomplishes. So the Rebbe is going to go into detail and discuss these three different concepts. What does it mean a stream, a well? What does it mean? What does it mean a stream? What does it mean a well? What does it mean a dripping from on high?
Isn't a Mayan a spring?
Spring, yeah. Spring.
Mayan is be'er a well, man.
Yeah, but it's not Be'er Mayim Chaim. The Rebbe is going to explain further. There's a difference. Huh?
Be'er is a well.
Be'er is a well.
And a Mayan is a spring.
It's spring. It's two different things.
Spring, right.
A source of water.
Be'er
Right.
is not just Be'er. The water just stay. Mayan.
No, but it's called Be'er Mayim Chaim.
So what is it?
Let's see further. We'll see further how the Rebbe explains it.
So then it's like a well.
Mayim Chaim that goes through the ground. It's a whole. Okay, so the Rebbe begins. Mayan, which is a spring, goes on the neshama, the souls as they are l'mayla before they descended l'mata. Before they descended into this physical world, as they find themselves l'mayla on the higher level. Then they are called the daughters of Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim made al shleimas hayira. Yerushalayim signifies the completion, the ultimate fear of Hashem, of the Almighty. Which this is the word Yerushalayim, as it's mentioned in Taisvus in the Tractate of Tainus, She Yerushalayim Nikra al Shem Yira Val Shem Tzelem Val Shem Sholem, that it's called Yerushalayim is called Hashem Yira, that it is an acronym of two words, Yira Sholem. Yerushalayim is Yira Sholem, a complete fear of Hashem. Therefore, that's how they wrote it then, especially in Tanakh, I think also. Yerushalayim. You don't write a yud between the lamed, although today we do write. But this is what Taisva says in regards to Yerushalayim. That because the word shleim means completion, ultimate, so therefore you can't write a yud in the middle. In order that it should signify and express shleimus, completion of fear of Hashem. The neshamas, as they are l'mayla, are referred to the daughters of Yerushalayim, which this also has a connection with Tisha B'Av. But after Tisha B'Av, Chamish Asar B'Yav is when the daughters of Yerushalayim went out in the fields looking for their soulmates. According to one version, it's Bnei Yerushalayim. According to another version, it's Bnei Yisrael. The Rebbe mentions sometimes both Gurgursois, both versions. Because then they are in the ultimate level of fear of Hashem. This is Mayon. The Be'er Mayim Chayim, which is the well of water, says that never stops. As they are the neshamas, the souls, as they have descended in this physical world and are enclosed in physical bodies. Similar to the well, which is in the depth of the earth. The purpose, the ultimate goal of this descent is for the purpose of elevation. Through the descent, the Aveda of the Neshama in this physical world, it elevates to a level higher yet from the place it descended from. That it says in Shir Hashirim, which is the Song of Songs, that Yidden, the Neshamas, the Jewish nation says, Shcheirani v'nove, that I'm dark. Shcheirani, that I'm dark. I'm v'nove, still, b'nei Yerushalayim, still, I'm beautiful. Although they're dark, they're still considered beautiful. The neshamas that came down in this physical world, in the body and in their animal soul, are saying to the neshamas above, that these neshamas above are referred to the daughters of Yerushalayim. Although that I'm dark and I have been darkened through the Aveda, through the service, through the descent into this physical world, through her descent in this physical world, there's nothing lower than this physical world, being in the sense of concealing his revelation, so there's no light. He becomes completely darkened in the lack of light. Complete lack of light. Complete blackout. That not that the shcheirani darkness is a contradiction of nova beautiful, but it's fakert. It's on the contrary, one leads to the other. Through the level of shcheira, that Yidden find themselves in this situation, in a darkness where there's no light. She then has an elevation higher yet from the stage as she is the stage where she is referred to as Bnei Yerushalayim, the daughters of Yerushalayim.
Is there an allusion to Avera here? Shcheira, Avera?
No, Shcheira, I mean, the Rebbe says, the Rebbe, you see, the Rebbe is very medayik here. Usually, it's Yerida, and it's the Aved of a person here. Here, the Rebbe is saying it is because of Hester Eile Yisbarich. He is concealing the light, and they find themselves in the darkness. Aderech, like the Rebbe said once when there was a certain situation in one of the countries in the Middle East. So the Rebbe said then, it was 1979, 30 years ago. And the Rebbe said then that it's a matzav that the Eibishter has placed them in a darkness of a double and quadruple darkness. Cheshach, kofel, and mechupel. The Rebbe says this happened mitzad them. Mitzad the darkness that they were placed in, not that they did anything.
What country?
It's one of the countries that is in the news these days. The Kemeisha be'er al yedei shem meima ve'ivrim es gidri adoma. Hamalim imumastirim ala mayim nasa bem zichach v'chulat shenasa mayim chayim. That through the be'er, that through the same way that a be'er, a well, call it a well, okay. A well, besides the water passes the different arteries of the ground. The earth, hamalim mastirim alamayim, that they actually conceal underwater nasabem zichachulu, achenasem mayim chayim, till they become mayim chayim, shoilu naila yeser mepchinas mayim, higher yet than from a well, because they're going through the depth and the descent of the earth on the ground. As Chassidus even explains that they become gar misukim, sweeter. The water becomes sweeter, coming out from the ocean, which is salty. Going through the ground, it becomes nimtokim. That's how it says in other Maimarim.
Well, it comes down from the mountains.
Right.
Flow
Okay.
into the
Right. But it says that there's the Alter Rebbe says it in the Maimer.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Then they go on, then they go
The water filters the water. The earth filters the water. So it takes all the impurities out of it.
Both ways comes from the ocean also.
Huh?
Can come from the ocean also.
Chassidus explains, I think, that it comes from the ocean. In that MaMaar, he says that it's the Mayim Meluchim, the salty water, which later becomes sweetened by going through.
Yeah, it comes from the ocean because the rain comes from the ocean. When the rain become like
It purified through the
it's
ground.
come from the ocean.
Okay, these have been Mishnah.